Welcome to Holy Living God. Today, we're diving deep into the incredible history of the Coptic Orthodox Church, how it was founded, how it endured persecution, and why it remains one of the most authentic and apostolic churches in the world. The Coptic Orthodox Church began in the 1st century AD, when Saint Mark the Evangelist, the writer of the Second Gospel, came to Alexandria, Egypt, around 48 AD. Alexandria at the time was a center of philosophy, pagan worship, and Roman power, but God sent his light into this land through Saint Mark. According to ancient tradition, as Saint Mark walked through the city, his sandal broke. He went to a local shoemaker named Anianus. While repairing the sandal, Anianus accidentally injured his hand. Saint Mark healed him miraculously in the name of Jesus Christ. That miracle opened the door for the gospel in Egypt. Anianus and his family became the first Christians in Alexandria. Saint Mark preached boldly, converted many, and baptized them. He ordained Anianus as bishop before continuing his missionary journeys. Eventually, he returned to Alexandria to strengthen the growing church. But his return would come at a cost. In 68 AD, the pagans of Alexandria were furious with Saint Mark's success. On the day the city celebrated a pagan feast, they found Saint Mark preaching the gospel and dragged him through the streets of the city by ropes tied around his neck. He was tortured and beaten for hours. The next day, they tied him again and dragged him until his body was torn and broken. Finally, Saint Mark gave up his spirit and was crowned with the crown of martyrdom. His relics were hidden by the faithful and buried in a secret place. Saint Mark became the first pope of Alexandria and the first martyr of the Egyptian church. His blood planted the seed of the Coptic Church, which would grow to become one of the most powerful Christian communities in the world. The Coptic Orthodox Church is known as the Church of the Martyrs. It faced centuries of persecution, especially under the Roman Empire. During the reign of Emperor Diocletian, so many Coptic Christians were killed that the church began its own calendar from 284 AD, the year Diocletian took power. This is called the Year of the Martyrs, Anno Martyrum. But despite the bloodshed, the church remained faithful. The Coptic Church is one of the few Christian churches that can trace its apostolic succession directly back to the apostles, through Saint Mark himself. Its teachings have remained consistent since the time of the early church. Its sacraments, liturgies, fasting, and spiritual traditions are all rooted in the practices of the apostolic age. It is also home to one of the greatest theological institutions in history, the Catechetical School of Alexandria. Founded in the 1st century, it produced legendary church fathers like Saint Clement, Origen, and the great Saint Athanasius, who defended the faith against heresy and helped craft the Nicene Creed. When Islamic conquest swept across Egypt in the 7th century, the church faced more hardship, but it survived, especially through the power of monasticism. Egypt was the birthplace of Christian monasticism through Saint Anthony the Great, Saint Pachomius, and others. These monasteries in the desert became spiritual fortresses, preserving the faith through solitude, prayer, and sacrifice. Many of them still exist today, alive with the same spirit of the early monks. What makes the Coptic Orthodox Church one of the most authentic Christian churches is that it's not just ancient, it's unchanged. It's rooted in the blood of martyrs. It holds to the original faith delivered to the saints. It is led by the successors of Saint Mark, with Pope Tawadros II as the 118th Patriarch in an unbroken line. Its theology is deep, mystical, and unwavering. Its worship is rich with meaning, and its endurance through every era of persecution is nothing short of miraculous. If you want to experience the church as the apostles knew it, look no further than the Coptic Orthodox Church. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and share if this inspired you to go deeper into the ancient faith. See you next time on Holy Living God.